That you wanted me to be. I know it was never you. I just needed to work on
you know why I'm at. It was many areas you could have reached out, but you chose not to. And if I didn't respond, why didn't you call? Okay.
I'm sorry, I apologize. I should have called.
I didn't want to ruin the day for us four, but I let Donald know how I felt, and I can move past.
Listen, guys, hold on, let me bring that closer. Hey, guys, welcome to Little Blackbird 91. Listen, it's crazy. We are talking to you guys about Ready to Love. We're back from Jamaica, and we're here to give you guys a review of the latest episode. I've got so much work to do since coming back. I've got lives and videos to do for you guys, so I will be back with a bang. Listen, I want to be real clear about this episode, okay? First and foremost, let me just say this, okay? I need Ashley to calm it down, okay? The brother texts you. It didn't go through. You didn't get the text. I need you to calm all the way down. Okay? That's number one. Okay? That was the first thing I need you to calm down, sis. Because it was way too much energy, too much snide remarks, too much clever remarks. And what you didn't realize was you're slowly stabbing him. Right? So I need you to just you here? I need you to bring it down to here. I love Ashley, but you're here. And I need to bring it down to here. It was way too much for a brother who actually texted you. It didn't go through. And if I've texted you 3 times, I promise you I'm not calling you. If I've texted you 3 times, I promise you I'm not calling you. Because if you've ignored 3, on my end, it looks like you've ignored 3 texts. I am not going to do what? I am not going to call you. So you should have understood that at your perspective, you didn't get a text. My text didn't go through. You could have called. You didn't call. So at this point in time, forgive and move forward. Next, Shareese situation. Shareese, you're here. I need you to come down to here. And what I mean by that is when she dealt with, and I always forget his name. There was Walter and the other dude, and I always forget the other guy's name, right? I don't know why. The other guy's name, what's his name? I can't remember. Is it Maurice? It might be Maurice, I think it is, right? The other gentleman, the only thing that I'm seeing with Sharice liking this dude is that on this episode, he started talking about, he likes fancy things. And all of a sudden, by the end of the episode, and again, obviously, edit is a B word, but by the end of the episode, she says, the way that you communicate wasn't all the way I like it. But you know what? I love the fact that you're direct. Baby... Listen, let me be real with you, okay? Let me be real with you, okay? What really happened, what it looks like from our perspective, or let me say from my perspective is, you heard he can financially pay your lifestyle, and you were willing to compromise the communicational aspect, and you ended up choosing him. Now, of course, it's not the end. You're going to see other people, but that's what it sounded like to me, right? I'm not even saying that she had better choices, but it sounded like that you were willing to compromise the communicational aspect because you now found out that he financially likes the finer things in life, the fanciful things in life, the Gucci shoes and all that kind of stuff. It aligned with what you wanted. You know what I mean? That's what it felt like, right? Part 2 of Sharice and Zadia situation. For me personally, again, once more, I'm going to say this again, watching the interaction between Zadia and Sharice, this is bound to happen. What I will say is I try to be as unbiased as possible and look at the situation for what it is down the line, right? And what I see down the line in this situation is that clearly Zadia came to apologize, but she did want an apology back. Let's just keep it a buck, right? She apologized, but she wanted an apology back. She wasn't going to get one from Sharice. But let me be real too, in the same fashion, that in that moment where Zadia's also apologized and saying she's sorry for what she did, she actually had a point too, right? She actually had a point here too. Like she's real. Like, you look like you had a problem. Why are you snitching? Because that's what you were doing, Shareese, right? You were snitching. Now, it was unprovoked snitching. It didn't need to happen. Okay, all right. It didn't need to happen, and so in that moment, you dry snitched to Tamika, right? It didn't need to happen. As human beings, when we're building friendships, and you go and do that, you are breaking protocol. So yes, Shareese, unprovoked, you didn't need to snitch. You wanted to snitch. And then you called it out by saying, no one needs to lie. Well, you didn't need to say anything. You could have kept your mouth shut and kept it moving and held it down, but you didn't want to. And that I see as a problem with Shareese. That's the problem I have. Okay? All right? I don't like that kind of behavior. You're talking about wanting safety in the household physically. How about the emotional safety of the people that you're with actually in a relationship, in a friendship, or doing a show with? You have to also understand there is safety in other aspects too. And I didn't think that was very safe of her. Okay, all right. So that's why I said that I appreciated that Zadia apologized. She was wrong. She knew she was wrong for calling you whatever in the morning. She's apologized. All you had to do, Shareese, is apologize. Say, hey, I shouldn't have said what I said about you to Tamika. I was dry snitching. Move forward. Last but not least, Venisha and her situation. Now, Zadia and her connection. Zadia and Cameron. Now wearing the same clothes, it's giving Naeem and Zadia all over again. I don't know. It's giving that kind of energy once more again. We're wearing the same clothes kind of situation. I don't know how much I'm involved with it right now, because after the last episode, as I watched her treat him that particular way and him kind of treat her that way, I'm a bit like, yeah, I'm not 100% sold by suddenly now we're wearing the same clothes. Okay, all right. So I'm gonna leave it there. Yeah, she went on a date with also with what's his name, Kriston as well. I don't know what Kriston was doing. I don't know what the Kriston situation. You're praying silently in your head, sir. Then don't pray at all, right? We're giving grace and we're praying. I'm telling you now that you are praying in your head. What kind of prayer are you praying? I would have been concerned too from Zadia. What are we doing? What kind of stupidity we're doing? And the fact that you lost for words and you didn't have no words to say, I need you not to be enamored by my beauty that you can't say anything, right? It wasn't a good date. I won't lie to you. Moving on. And then, obviously, we had Vern, and she had a date with Jabari at the end. And I felt for both of them, right? Because I think Vern really likes Jabari, and I think Jabari could be good for Vern, but he dates out of his financial range. He seems, do you know what I think happens with Jabari? I don't even think like he's a bad guy. I think what I see with Jabari is he's such a it seems, let me put this, I could be standing corrected, but it seems to be such a cool guy, right? That he somehow, by the grace of God, he gets into these places with women who out-earn him considerably, and they form great bonds. But the financial aspect is always where it falters and it fails, right? And we have to keep it a buck and we have to keep it real. He said it himself. I think there's going to be another one of those cases with Vern too. It sounds like he's going to be in that place too, right? That the financial issue is going to be what's going to tear them apart eventually in the end. Because as much as we were talking good talk, and people can say about partnerships, a lot of people don't know how to do partnerships when the woman's earning more. And I mean that on both sides. Both men and women become problematic when the woman's earning more, right? Both women and men become problematic in their insecurity in that case. So I really do like Jabari. I think Jabari and Vern could really work, but the only way they're going to work is if they really are able to work past the financial issue, and I just don't know how that's going to be possible. Vern likes what she likes, and not even in a bougie way. All right? Not even in a bougie way. Yeah? Not even in a bougie way. I don't see Vern as being bougie. So it's just a case of you're not in the same financial bracket. Okay? All right? Yes, I think Walter would have been a better choice for her. But she liked what she liked, and I'm not mad at it. I understand it. I understand why Jabari is the one that she likes, right? He seems to have that energy. But unfortunately, financials do play into it as well. Well, let's get into the show. But before we do, first, let's do our initial introductions. Hey guys, welcome to Little Black Book. You know what time it is. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so already. We've got 117 people in the room, and I'm sure it's going to keep on climbing. Do me a massive favor. We're trying to reach 100K subscribers by the end of the year and pull off a miracle. Listen, we appreciate all the support that you guys are giving. The memberships as well. You guys are joining and being involved, and I love that. The memberships have been growing each week. And so thank you so much for those of you who are joining the memberships as well and joining the membership only conversations as well. Okay. We love those. We love that team that we're building on that side. If you don't know already, we have a Patreon as well. You can join the Patreon. It is a link down below in the description box. You can join our Discord team and have conversations about all the different types of shows going on right now. Love Island Games is now out as well, which is another show that's out. Crazy. I can't keep up. But you can discuss TV shows, reality, whether it's fictional, whatever. You can discuss it over there as well. And as always, don't forget, we've got some merchandise. It is winter time, people. Grab your winter merchandise out. We've got one of these hats that I normally wear, but I'm wearing a shirt today, so it wouldn't look that great. I didn't want to look like gangster while I was trying to do sophisticated. Just wouldn't work. But if you haven't grabbed yours, grab yours below. Mineral Gang hats, hoodies, and all that great stuff as well. Well, let's get into the rest of this video because, you know, we want to be here for an hour less. We've got 55 minutes because we took 5 minutes for the intro. Let's get into this video. I'm going to play some clips from each section and try to just break down a little bit of the conversation that was happening so we can get a bit more understanding, okay? And we'll go from there. All right, cool. Let's play this now, all right?
Ooh, okay, let me get myself together.
You nervous too?
Yeah. You are very handsome.
Thank you so much.
I'm so damn happy. I feel like a kid at Chick-fil-A, McDonald's, and we in the playroom, and Mama said you got all the time you can have.
All right, cool. So we first and foremost we had Ashley and is it Kristen? I want to be very honest with this date, right? There was a part of the date that I didn't like, and I'll say it in a second or two. But my overall thoughts about this date was it was good, but it wasn't great. And I want to say this first and foremost. Ashley's doing too much. Ashley, if you can hear me, Ashley, you are in the trenches. Come out the trenches. Okay? Ashley, if you can come into the aisle, please. Ashley in aisle 50, you can come up to the desk, please. Ashley in aisle 50, please come to the desk because you're doing too much. What I see from Ashley, I'm going to really break this down for you. So if anybody is similar to Ashley and you feel like you and Ashley are alike, let me break this out for you, okay? Ashley is doing too much. It's not just the energy. It is the forwardness. Ashley does something which as a player, I know this is opening yourself up to being played. There is nothing wrong with having a great personality and being personable. But the compliments are way too much. Drop one compliment, keep it moving. As a woman, your power is suggestion, not direction. I want to make it very clear. Your power is suggestion. You're not to command the situation. You are to suggest. Okay? And what Ashley does is, and someone's said it again, Ashley doesn't give chance. What Ashley's doing is she's almost afraid of being rejected. So it's like she goes well ahead. Like, you're going to like me. And it's like, you're doing too much. Learn how to reserve yourself. See, the power of the interaction between a man and a woman is not that she has to be a stingy with a compliment. No, you can say, you know what, that shirt looks nice. And you leave it there. Something happened to me in Jamaica. Something happened to me in Jamaica. One girl was like, you know what, I really like your shirt. That was it. Left it at that. Now I wasn't treated. I was like, wait, that's my shirt. Now I want to have the conversation now. What do you mean like my shirt? What you mean? Why are you going to leave it there? Like, give me a little something to work with. That's not a problem. You can drop a compliment and say, you know what, you're a handsome man. And you keep it moving. You see, you can plant the seed and let me water it. The Bible says one plants, one waters. Let me do that particular equation. One of us plant, one of us water. You know what I'm saying? Like, give me an opportunity to come and want to, you know, have that taste and want to come after you. But Ashley literally puts all her cards on the table and says, here we go. right? All the energy on all the cards on the table, and it's way too open. There has to be an air of mysteriousness. There has to be an air of me wanting to get to know you. You literally are you want to be the taster and not the whole meal. When you go into the mall or you go into the store and they give you a tiny bite of the food on a plate, they say, try this. Now, when they tell you to try it, they don't give you the whole goddamn packet because they want you to go and buy the packet. So they give you a taster or a demo, we call it, to get into it and say, that's kind of tasty. What is that? Right? That taster then goes, oh, what is that? Then they go, well, go into aisle 50. You'll find in aisle 50, you'll find yourself with the cookies, right? Give me that opportunity to go into aisle 50. But what Ashley does is she brings a whole packet of cookies, opens it up, force feeds it into your mouth, says, how'd you like that? And then forces another one into your mouth, how you like that? Force another one into your mouth, how you like that? And then forces another one into your mouth, how you like that? Before you realize you've eaten the whole packet, well, after that, there's nothing left. After that, there's nothing left. There's nothing to chase. I've tasted the whole packet. I'm going to walk out the shop. I don't need to buy anymore. There is nothing for me to buy from here. Right? There's nothing for me to buy at this point because you force-fed me. Give me a little bite. Let me savor on it and go, what was that? Let me come after it a little bit. But actually, too much. Now, with kids, it's on point. With kids, they need that because kids are kids. Men don't. You understand what I'm saying to you? With kids, they need that energy because they're kids. Men don't. Men need to use their imaginations and use their wits and their wiles to be able to go and get. Men like to go and get. Men like the challenge of going to get. I'm saying not to that you be so evasive that you can't be caught. What I'm saying is give me a taste and keep me moving and let me see if I'm going to come after it. Right? Give me a little taste and see what I'm going to have to work for. Right now, I'm not working. That's my major observation with Ashley that I've seen, not just from now, but from way back. First early seasons. Okay?
Favorite meal at Chick-fil-A?
All right, 12-piece chicken nugget, 2 srirachas.
3 srirachas.
3 srirachas.
You got company now.
Well, I'm not sharing that. That's my favorite.
You
What's
ain't
your favorite? I eat. I'm going to give you a bite. Just one.
You sharing?
Just a little.
Now, can I be honest with you? He said that the date with Ashley was much better than the date with Zadia, and I don't doubt that one bit because one of the superpowers of Ashley is that you gonna have fun, right? You gonna always have fun, but and maybe this is me. I'm gonna say it from my perspective. Maybe this is me. From my perspective, I want to be real honest with you. I find Ashley the most physically attractive, like face-wise, body. She's sexy to me. You know what I'm saying to you? Just absolutely sexy to me. But what's going to turn me off is there's too much energy. Right? Now, she just might not be for me, and she might be for someone else. But I feel like the gentleman saying that he enjoyed that date better than Zadia, he's absolutely right. But it won't last long. I'm going to be exhausted. Time and season for energy. Time and season for energy. Right? Time and season for energy. Give me a little bit of a break. It's too much. It's overpowering. Right? And so what happens in the very beginning, if you really aren't about that energy life, you might get sucked into the energy. You get sucked in. But eventually you fall off because the energy is too much. Right? Now, I'm not saying that Ashley should necessarily change. What I'm saying to you is learn time and season. There is a time where the water waves come to the shore and they reduce again. They come to the shore and they reduce again. They come to the shore and they reduce again. Right? Okay? So for me, I'm just saying learn time and season. Okay? Right? I need to see a little bit more of that. Bring it down a notch for me. But again, that's me personally. There's probably a guy out there that can handle all that energy. Me personally, I love high octane. But sometimes the high octane be too much. It's too much. Learn. That's my perspective. Learn time and season. When do I give all that good energy? And when do I just need to pipe it down? I personally think when you're in the stage of trying to understand somebody, give some high octane energy, but also learn how to reduce it and learn how to listen and just be a little bit more chill so you can observe and be aware, right? That's my personal opinion. Like I said, there's probably someone out there for that. I just think it's too much for me. Okay. Now, something that happened, I watched on OWN website, and I will go there. Hold on. That happened on the date. Okay. And look, this guy is not for her. Okay. I'm going to be honest with you. This guy's not for her. Okay. All right. This guy's not for her. And I'm going to show you why. Because this part of the date, he asks this question. Listen to this.
The nails.
I love nails. They're always going to be extra.
Are they always that long?
Sometimes longer, depending on how I'm feeling.
So how do you function as a human being?
I do everything you do.
I'm going to be honest with you. Now, if you listen to the rest of that video, it's an exclusive on OWN. There's an exclusive on OWN. Let me be real with you. And I'm going to say this, and I pray Ashley doesn't take it to her heart and to offense. And again, it's a personal preference, but it's just because of what I be seeing. Okay? It's a personal preference, but it's just be what I'll be seeing. The nails are too much. It's too much. Now, this gentleman was trying to inadvertently talk about the nails and say, did your nails previously affect your last relationship? That's a mad question to ask somebody. Personally, it's a very mad question to ask. Okay, all right? It's a mad question he's about to ask. He actually asked, has your nails ever affected your past relationship? Whether he was joking or not, he meant it. So I'm going to say this again. Okay? All right, I'm going to say this again. With those nails, they attract a certain type of guy. I'm going to be very honest with you. Unfortunately, because I was looking at those nails and I was like, wait, is there a problem? Have you got a problem with those nails? What's the problem with those nails? And I was like, in a fantasy, this works. Like, say she's doing a photo shoot and she's doing you're going to be like, that's so sexy. But when you see it in real life, it becomes a bit more, with her high octane energy, it becomes some way. I'm not saying that she's wrong for it. I'm saying it creates an image and people find it hard to get the image out of their head. I'm just going to be real with you. Okay? We have to be real. Some of you are calling it ghetto. I don't want to say that, but I want to be real with you in terms of what it does. Because if it's your normal go-to, it's your normal upkeep, it's your normal maintenance, okay, then this is part of your imagery. And unfortunately, and I'm going to talk from a male perspective, a lot of men, let me not say a lot, let me say a spectrum of men don't like it. Right? The length is too much, it's too sharp looking, Now, again, what am I going to say? I'm going to caveat that by saying it's not for everybody. And you can find your person who gonna like them. I'm just saying that it's going to be a little bit more harder because the men that tend to be attracted to that also like a certain type of way. Right? So, again, I'm not saying that she has to change it. I want to make an awareness piece and say, look, this is going to draw a certain type of guy. I don't like saying it. Okay? I don't like saying that. But the reality is there's a certain type of guy, and usually that guy ain't the greatest kind of guy that gets drawn to those kind of things. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to put it in the most respectful way. I don't want to be disrespectful. Because first and foremost, actually, it's fine. But with the energy and the nails together, it's a bit much. Or it feels a bit much. Okay? That's my personal opinion. And again, she's not doing it for me. Before anyone comes for my neck, she's not doing it for me. I'm not the party she's trying to get at. Okay? All right? So who am I to say anything? But as a objective bystander, yeah. You know what I mean? Personal opinion. People, we can always disagree to agree. You know what I mean? So that's what I would say about that, right? Because it gets to I don't know where he says it. He might have said it. Hold on.
You don't like them?
Now I'm just saying that could be used as deadly weapons at the same time. Like I'm saying, if somebody you get mad at,
I wouldn't poke your eye.
so have those nails affected your past relationships?
No.
No.
You don't like them?
Now I'm just saying that could be used as deadly weapons at the same time. Like I'm saying.
Nah, he wants to be honest. He couldn't be honest, right? And I know that already, brother. Brother couldn't be honest. Yeah, he couldn't be honest. He didn't like it, and he wasn't honest about it. He tried to make it a roundabout way. You know, and that's just the reality of the situation, right? Sometimes as men, we don't want to say certain things because we know where it's gonna go. We're gonna be called insecure. We're gonna be called controlling. We're gonna be called you trying to change her. And the reality of the situation is that he didn't like it, and that's okay. Then she's not for you. You know what I'm saying to you? And it's not for me. If it's not for me, then I don't have to. That person doesn't have to change for me. You know what I'm saying to you? So I want to make that deduction very, very clear. No one's asking her to change. We're saying what happens when that imagery is put forward. That's all we're gonna say. But just listen again to what he actually says, and you'll realize he ain't on it, right?
No. You don't like them?
Now I'm just saying that could be used as deadly
Nails.
Really? How
yeah,
so?
I don't know. It's weird. Can't explain it.
So have those nails affected your past relationships?
No.
No.
You don't like them?
Now I'm just saying that could be used as deadly weapons at the same time. Like
now he did a nice job of trying to deflect it by saying, "Hey, no. I'm just saying that they can be deadly weapons," but he ain't compliment them. Look, if anybody's been around me, I even say the cash shit. Those nails look nice. Or those nails look like when you like something, you say something, right? He did not compliment those nails. Right? He did not compliment those nails. He ain't like them. Now, I have a feeling that's going to translate to also the relationship. Although the energy was good, he ain't going to choose her. And if he does choose her, he gon' fall out eventually because he's not being honest. Right? He's not being honest because the way he asks that question, has your nails ever affected your past relationships? Why would they affect your past relationship? Why would nails affect your past relationship? That's when I realized, no. He's inadvertently trying to let her know without saying it, I don't like them. Right? I don't like them. That's what he's trying to say to you. So again, I was like, yeah, that was that. You know. Let me move forward then to back to the date with with Ashley and her gentleman, because I was like, Ashley, let it go. Ashley and her dude Donald. Let me bring that as well for you guys. Okay, here we go. And you're right, El Ramsey. No one has the right to say to tone down your look. If they don't like it, close your eyes. Do you? But if we're talking from a perspective of, again, I'm talking about an objective perspective outside of the situation. I'm saying that it's an image. So the image draws in a certain type of crowd. So unfortunately, it's harder to find the one that you're looking for. There's usually a type that likes that look. I have to be honest about it myself. If I'm always in shirts and suits, there's a type of woman that tend to be drawn to suits and that. If I'm in hoodies and trackies, there's a type of woman that's drawn to that. We have to stop pretending as if certain looks don't bring out certain people. And I can't pretend that. You know what I mean? Like, when I don't have a haircut, y'all tell me, y'all be like, when I get a haircut, y'all tell me, you look nice, Kojo. Y'all niggas don't be saying I look nice when I ain't got a haircut. You know what looks, you know what I'm saying to you? So we all know that certain looks create certain imagery that creates certain people being drawn. I'm not telling her to necessarily change herself. What I'm saying is that, and that's why I said for me personally, And I knew that there's gonna be other guys who are gonna feel some type of way that this doesn't. That is sometimes a barrier. That is sometimes a barrier for certain guys. And I was making it specific because this gentleman didn't want to be honest about it. So we're not telling her to necessarily change, but I'm saying for this person, I knew the way he said it, he ain't on it, you know. So, yeah. Okay, fair. That's fair. If it's an art where you guys are in the Midwest, then I hear what you're saying. Okay. If you're saying it's an art in the Midwest, and if the men love it in the Midwest, different context then. Different context. Maybe the men love long nails like that in the Midwest. Again, this is not about other women. It's about what do men like. Same way as men can't be thinking about what men like. They're thinking about what women like. But if you're saying to me, where are you going, Ramsey? We're just having a conversation. Ramsey, where are you going? Ramsey, where you going? I'm having a conversation with you. I'm not running you out. I'm not saying to go anywhere. I'm just saying that obviously maybe if that's what you're saying, that maybe in the context of a different environment, that works. Maybe that works. You know what I mean? Don't go anywhere, Ramsey. We're just having a conversation. I'm not banging on you. I'm just saying that maybe in that context, different context. You know what I mean? So, yeah. All right, cool. So let's move it forward as well. Okay. Okay. Sorry. No worries, Ramsey. No, it's all good. It's all good. I didn't want you to go anywhere. I was like, no, we're having a conversation. I don't want you to go anywhere. And I want to see different perspectives. I want to have different perspectives. Because like I said, I'm also aware that they're different contexts, different environments, different cultures. They like different things. You know what I'm saying to you? So I have to be aware of that as well. So fair play. All right, cool.
Bowling alley, and he was like, no, that's fine.
And then look at us.
I love it. I love it over there. They look so nice. They love to communicate.
All right, so Ashley, one too many times, man. One too many times. The joke was funny at first. It ain't funny anymore. I'm gonna need Ashley to leave that alone. Okay, I need you to leave that alone. Listen, I get it. It is painful to have a situation where for 3 days a person doesn't text you, doesn't call you, you've messaged them, but you haven't got no reply back. I do actually get that, right? That feels like ghosting. You know, that feels like ghosting. That feels like, you know, that feels like, you know, the person doesn't care about you, right? So I totally understand that, right? And so that's a painful place to be in. We've all been in a place where we like somebody, we text them, they've ghosted us. It hurts. It sucks because you've got no information as to why this is happening. So when she comes to the bowling alley and she gets a point, you know, and gets a point where they sit down and they're having a conversation, which I'll play the clip for you guys as well. And you say, hey, look, where have you been? You haven't messaged me, blah, blah, blah. And I show you evidence of where I've been. And I try to message you. At that point, give me grace. Right? At that point, give me some grace.
You're not texting me?
You didn't get nothing back.
I have not heard from you since 11:40 on Tuesday night.
Do I need to show you?
Yeah. Show me.
Now, I think, you know, fair enough. You got him to show you and you got him to get his phone out. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. He got his phone out. He gets his phone out and then he shows you the message, right? In your phone, you realize you didn't get it. At that point, pipe down. Right? At that point, we got to bring it all the way down because now we came in at 10, which was fair because we felt like we were being disrespected. Then you find out it isn't what you thought it was and the evidence has been provided too. You've got to bring it down. But what Ashley couldn't do was let it go. And so what she did was passively aggressively make jokes about, oh, some people don't know how to message back, And what she didn't realize was she was actually poking him. Right? And she only considered her perspective of how she felt. Right? And embarrassed him a little bit as well. Yes, CPUC, she brought him in front of the other couple and kind of a little bit embarrassed him. And I was like, Ashley, you're not deep in what you're doing right now. Because you're hurt, you're locked in. You need to stop. You're locked into your pain, and that was a telling moment for me to say, I understand. I understand that that you're hurt in this moment, but you're letting your hurt dictate your actions right now to a point you're gonna mess up this little situation over communication that really and truly both of you are at fault because you didn't call. You messaged, but I messaged 3 times. I didn't know you didn't get it. You didn't call. I didn't call. Right? So it's like the pain that you felt about the situation, you wanted to hold on to it, and didn't allow it for the situation to change. Right?
Her phone don't have any text. My phone got the text. I don't know if it's an Android, iPhone thing. Maybe it's time for her to get an Android, or maybe it's time for me to get an iPhone.
That's crazy. Usually, one won't go through, but 3?
This is 2023, baby. Cell phones are not the only way you communicate. Instagram.
No, but you didn't communicate either, Ashley, and that's the point you don't get. And that's the point that's frustrating me. And so she's now made the butt of the issue him only. You need to be self-introspective. You need to consider what's happened here. You're both at fault. Okay? You're both at fault here. You messaged once. He didn't message back because the message didn't go through. The message hasn't gone through. And you have to think of it from both sides, right? Let's be honest. Okay? Let's be honest, right? If I've messaged you 3 times and you haven't messaged me, I'm not about to call you too. We are not that deep to start calling you. You're not my girlfriend. You know what I'm saying to you? Right? You're not my girlfriend. You're someone I'm trying to date. At that point, it looks beggy. Consider that point too. Right? Consider that point too, that you look beggy. If I've messaged you 3 times and you haven't replied back to me, I'm now going to call you as well. It looks very beggy. And once you look beggy, you can't take it back, you know. I can't lie to you. Once you look beggy, you cannot take it back. So it's like, I'm not saying that, he couldn't have called. But what I'm saying is, when you do, it can look a certain way. Right? You can look a certain type of way. And so all I wanted her to do was just consider that point of view and be like, do you know what? Hey, you didn't message. The message didn't go through. You thought it did. I thought you were ignoring me. It isn't that case. You know what? Flip it. It is what it is. Right? Because I'm looking at timestamps and going, oh, timestamps say X, Y, Z. Do you know that even on Instagram, sometimes I send a message to somebody and they're like, you haven't replied back to the message. I'm like, no, I did. Then I screenshot it. They're like, oh, I didn't get it. Everybody calms down. Everyone goes by the way. Okay? Right? So, for me personally, if I'm just starting to date you, I don't know who you are, I am not about to start being beggy. I'm really not. Me messaging you 3 times, it doesn't go through, I'm not about to call you too. Okay? Absolutely, Aries. I literally just posted this on my story. Don't let them see you sweat. I literally posted this on my stories on Instagram. I said, don't let them see you sweat. There is no need to let them see you sweat on this occasion. That you're sweating for this situation. All it had to be was, oh, I didn't realize, you didn't realize, let's move forward. Instead, we're now making jokes, which are passive-aggressive movements, really and truly, about how you feel about it. You're hurt. Express how you feel to him, move it forward. Hey, I'm really hurt by the fact that the message got through. I know it wasn't your fault, but I just wanted to share the fact that I felt hurt because for 3 days I was there wondering what happened. Instead, she turned it to an anger, and instead, what she did is then she said, "Well, why can't he call?" It has to be his fault because the way she's feeling right now, she has to make it his fault, and that is an indication. Okay, that is an indication in that point, in that time, that, oh, this thing is really hurting me. You get what I'm saying to you? Right? That's it. So it's a shame really to see that, right? So I think, and someone said that I think maybe the situation of, with Alex is still playing on her mind. Maybe she doesn't want to get played, and she's trying to make sure she doesn't get played again, and that's okay. I understand that. Maybe she doesn't. Maybe she want to feel like she's getting played again, and that's okay. I understand that, right? Then there may be a little bit more time of healing that may be needed because it's starting to bleed on the screen a little bit. You know, so yeah, for me personally, that is something. You know, I would say it for her. You know. Let's move on. I spoke a lot about Ashley's situation, but there were other people on a date too, which I would like to discuss. Zadia as well. She had a date. I'm not going to do all the dates, guys, because my time is going to run out. But just a quick one on this gentleman here.
What? Pray silently.
You gonna pray silently?
Yes,
Why?
because we're silent.
Okay, go ahead.
There you go.
This silent prayer thing is a little problematic because I need to hear what you're saying to Jesus. Okay, now if you're gonna talk to him for me, let me in on what you're saying.
Now, I was like, yo, this silent prayer business. And then he couldn't even speak up when he felt like he was enamored by her beauty. I was like, listen. I hear it. Listen, gal are beautiful. You understand what I'm saying to you? Gal are beautiful. I hear it. Okay? But I need you to understand that praying silently and a failure to really talk because he's so enamored by your beauty, yeah, you ain't going to get far. Okay? Yeah, you ain't going to get far. Okay? It was weird that he didn't want to pray out loud. He ain't going to get far. It's given I don't have confidence. It's given I don't have confidence. Yeah? It's given we don't have confidence. It's given weird behavior, mysterious behavior, unnecessarily. And at that point, I need to be out because it's unnecessary. If I'm trying to build a relationship with you, that kind of stuff is a little bit weirding me out. I'm like, okay, you got a few markers down on you. I'm going to give you a bit more time, but you got a few markers on you. Okay? I'm going to give you some more time, but you got a few markers on you. I'm going to watch you because this don't feel right. You know?
Go ahead.
There you go.
This silent moment.
And it's crazy because like a lot of my friends are having kids.
Okay, now if you're gonna talk to him for me.
Let me go to Zadia's next. Zadia has a second. Well, I said Zadia has a second name, but oh baby, sorry about that yawn, guys. All right, cool.
And he just like makes you feel like a woman.
I love that. It's definitely vibe check day.
Yeah. Speaking of one of them.
What's up, guys? What's up, guys? I'm good.
Not them doing the matching clothes already. Not them doing the matching clothes already. It's giving me Naeem and Zadia from the previous seasons of Ready to Love. I'm like, whose idea was it? Whose idea was it to come in matching clothes? And I'm like, are they that close already? That we're already doing matching clothes? Are we that close already? I'm not mad at it if that's the case. But I'm like, you know what? After you guys' last conversation, I don't know. After last time we saw you guys, I was like, hold on a minute now. I said, hold on a minute now. How we doing matching clothes already? This is giving a little bit of scary. Because have we done the in-depth work? Our brother just told us he ain't going to tell you about his past relationships, and we're doing same clothes already? Huh? He ain't going to tell you about his past relationships because he doesn't believe that's necessary for you to know, and you're going to do same clothes already?
How y'all doing today? Thank you. I'm like, look, kind of mental. Great mind, think alike. We have some kind of mental telepathy. We definitely did not talk.
But I'm playing. Look, there was mental telepathy, so you know, it wasn't that they said nobody mentioned what they were gonna wear before they came on the episode. They just happened to wear a similar type of shirt. It happens. You know, it does happen. It does happen. You know, that you have, you know, similar, you know, ideas. It does happen. Yeah. So I don't know. It was giving something.
Talk about outfits. You know, we on the same vibe, the same frequency, I feel like. How you feeling? How you feeling? You good? Good, great. Good? I said you're welcome.
It's giving, we done it already. Somebody gonna knock in these boots. Somebody wanna be in love. Somebody wanna knock in them boots. Ooh. You know you want this real love. I don't even know the lyrics, but you know, it's given. And I'm not, hey, listen, we are grown individuals here. I'm not mad at it. It's just given somebody is knocking those boots. And love. You know, it's giving H-Town. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? It's like we already knocked some boots, so it's gonna be us. You know what I mean? That's what the body language is telling me. When he did that little lean over, that little whisper in the ear, you know what that lean over whisper in the ear is? Hey yo, you already know what it is. Then you look back out into the crowd. You know the ones that you know what I'm talking about. You know when you did a little. Hey, you know that look. We all know the look, and we all know the behavior, bruv. Yeah, we all know that behavior, bruv. So you know it was given that energy. Now they might not have done it. They may not have done it. You know, we are just going by what we see as body language. We can be wrong, and I'm open to being wrong. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying it looked real tight. Okay, all right. That's what I'm saying. It's looked real kind of tight. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying it look real kind of tight. That's all.
Yes, we are the winners. That's a fun game. Let's toast to a good time.
Yeah, man.
Yes,
Cheers.
this was amazing. I needed it. It sounds so good, but you the only one that didn't take.
Yo.
You wanted to do, and it's not called.
Our outfits, and I was like, do y'all think this is too much for a bowling alley? And he was like, no, that's fine.
And then look at us.
I love it. I love it.
Actually, I was telling him I was going back and forth about outfits, and I was like,
So they didn't really have great minds alike because they spoke. Right? They didn't really have good minds alike. They spoke. You know what I mean? They spoke. So to be honest, it weren't really like great minds. I mean, it felt a bit like y'all had conversation. You probably said what you're kind of wearing, and he probably said, I'm wearing something similar. We came out. You know? I'm not saying, and again, there are times where you do actually wear the same thing. You know, I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying it just sounds a little plain.
y'all think this is too much for a bowling alley? And he was like, no, that's fine.
And then look at us.
I love it. I love it over there. They look so nice. They love to communicate.
She's saying so I mean, personally, that was a bit of a mad thing. It's given 2:00 in the morning, but I don't want to get on that too deeply. You get me? I want to give her some grace and that, because that's not the only thing that we need to focus on. I just think to myself that in regards to that particular situation with Cameron, I think they're kind of locked in a little bit already, if I'm honest with you. Okay, let's talk a little bit about obviously Zadia and her beef with Shareese. I kind of took a bit more time than I needed to, so let's just let's see.
Conversation, if that's okay with you. Give me up. Just a little bit. You can go. I'm going to the kitchen. Refresh your drink.
And refresh my refreshment. Don't be long. I'll be back. Right.
You want to go sit over there?
Come over there.
Close.
All right, the beef between Zadia and Shareese. Let me be honest with you, right? This beef between Zadia and Shareese, maybe I'll do a separate video again about it, but I want to be honest with you. The beef between Zadia and Shareese, it could have been ended on this conversation. It really could have. It could have ended on this conversation, but it didn't end. It didn't end because Shareese didn't want it to end. Shareese wanted to keep the beef going because I've seen this behavior on the last season that she was on. And listen, that's not saying that Zadia's perfect. She's not. We know that Zadia likes to have a fight. But again, on number 2, I'm again seeing how Zadia's approaching the situation. And again, calm tone, not in a condescending way, has apologized, try to get the conversation to a place where it's like, hey, look, here's why I did what I did. I felt a little bit hurt by what you did. Okay? All right? I felt a little bit hurt by what you did. And Shareese just threw that back in her face. I was like, wait, what?
You would have rather I not said anything. No, I just feel like if you have a problem with me, I would rather, instead of you blindsiding me and making me feel like I have personally offended you on purpose. How did I make you feel like that? I never.
Now, how you made her feel like you personally offended her is that you started snitching. That's how she felt like you were personally offended by her, because you started snitching, Shareese, right? You started snitching and calling her out and talking to Tamika And you didn't have to. That's why it sounds personal, because you were the only one that did it, right? And you were pissed because you had to wake up. So it looks personal that you were offended by Zadia. So it does look that way, right? There's no need to gaslight the situation and pretend as if you don't know what she's talking about. It does look that way, okay? So in that instance, all you had to do with Shareese was say, hey, look, you know what? I was a little bit pissed off. I was frustrated the fact that you opened the door, that you called me to open the door. I was pissed a little bit. I said what I said. I shouldn't have said it, you know, and move it forward. Instead, Shareese going to try gaslight us and the audience, gaslight Zadia and the audience, be like, you know, what do you mean personally offended? Well, you look personally offended because you were talking. So she's trying to help you understand, like, hey, look, it looks like you're personally offended by something I've done. If that's the case, let me know what I've done so I can apologize again and crush this situation. But instead, you're not. Instead, we're not. Instead, we're here still talking about the situation because you want to still beef about it. And I'm like, come on, babe. Come on now, babe. Right? Someone said that Zadia's trying to clear her image, but here comes Shareese. Shareese won't allow her. She said, no, we gonna be in this together. You ain't about to clear up your attitude. We in this together. Okay? What you're not gonna do is improve on my watch. Okay? All right? We gonna be in this together. All right? Just let you know that. That's what she's saying.
I told you that you offended me. I'm just simply trying to tell you, like, hey, when you said those things about me, this is how it made me feel.
I guess you wanted to keep it a secret, and I exposed your little secret, and now you...
I mean, like, I'm like, Shareese, expose what little secret? You're doing too much. You know? It's like you're doing too much. So I just felt like, you know, it didn't need to be as such. You know? It didn't need to. It didn't need to be that. You know what I mean? So, you know, for me personally, it was too much. It was too much. Sharice didn't need to go that far. She's still going too far. Now she's like, well, I exposed your little secret. What are you talking about? What are you doing? I exposed your little secret. Why? What for? What for? Shareese, give us a reason as to why you feel like you exposing her little secret was necessary. Huh? What do you need to expose that for? We look, of course, listen. She went and did what she went and did. But what's that got to do with you? That's sad. And that's what I'm talking about. That's sad. That's sad that you would out someone else and you have no... The only motivation is selfishness. Because in reality, why do I need to do that? There's none. There's none. That's disappointing for me. It's disappointing. Let's talk a little bit of, obviously, going to end on Vern and the gentleman as well, because this couple here had a conversation about finances. So this was interesting to me.
Next time you talk to him, tell him good looking out. Jabari said thank you.
Jabari does. I need a 9 to 5 now. I'm like, look, I can't wait to sit in the passenger side because
You're kind of drawn into her. It's almost addictive.
Okay, they didn't show this part. I have to get the... I'm going to get the own exclusive. I'm going to get the own exclusive because that will break it down a bit better in terms of their conversation. But that conversation between Vern and him, you know, I was like, yo, to be honest, a brother here might need to leave Vern alone. Because if you know that financially we're not in the same bracks, we might have to leave that alone. You know? If we know we're not in the same bracks, we might have to leave that one alone because it's not going to work. You know what I'm saying to you? It's not going to work because in the long run, financially, that person's going to want what they want. You know? Here we go.
There are a lot of women who made more money than me. And some kind of way, ultimately, it became a problem.
so what was the problem?
I ain't making enough money.
To do what did they need you to do that you wasn't
everything
able
that
to
they
do?
wanted to do. So it would be, they would have these serious positions.
So he's a person that has in the past dated women that are far more financially stable, prosperous, and he's been that dude, right? But he finds himself in that same situation now with Vern. It seems like it seems like it may not be, and that's why he was asking a qualifying question about what her financial limit or cap is, what he wants, because he wanted to kind of qualify himself. And I understand that. I totally get it. I want to be very honest with you, right? That I get why Vern would like someone like Jabari. He's like a nice guy, good energy, sound, surreal. It just seems like a generally cool guy. You know what I mean? And I hear that. I think the only issue is that finances are going to play a bigger part than we want to admit, right? Finance is going to play a bigger part. And so their conversation really should be geared towards maybe trying to flesh out what finances are. Now, of course, we're not going to see that on the screen, but I think their conversation should be fleshed out over what finances and how that looks like. Right? What does that look like? And so for me personally, I'm like, okay, what does that look like? Because if we can then determine what that looks like, what your lifestyle is, and what that means from day to day, then I can see if I fit into that. Because also screaming out saying, that we're going to do partnership. A lot of people don't like partnership now. So unless Vern is really down to do partnership, which it sounds like she's not, and I don't mean that in a bad way. It sounds like she wants a man to lead in that area, financially, and dominate in that area when it comes to provision. You're going to struggle. It's going to get tiring real quick for her because she's not a partnership babe. Or at least I say she's not the partnership babe in the sense of 50-50 or, equal amount necessarily. She wants a man to take care of things. Not a problem. I'm not against it. It just that, is this the guy that is going to be able to do that for her? I don't think so.
Or, top tier positions. But at this time, I wasn't where I needed to be. And so I became really perceptive about that. Money matters. It really, really, really matters. Like how much you make, how much you make. So, sometimes you have a cap. And I know that other times when you're an entrepreneur.
So in the past, he wasn't actually earning anything. So, that's when he was dating. He wasn't earning anything. And so, again, totally different scenario, totally different time. He's in a new place now. Now, I guess that's why he was doing a bit of a player in the past, because he had no money. You got to be a trick. You know what I mean? I bet it sounds like these women were supplying your lifestyle. Okay? All right? It sounds like people wanted a lifestyle. So, if you were a trick, it sounds like the ladies that you were tricking with were providing lifestyle. You know what I'm saying to you? I was looking at it and I was like, how long this going to work for? A short while, but maybe not a long while. Yes, Vern wants to take a back seat. She wants to be able to relax. She wants to be able to chill. But is she going to be able to do that with his finances? Probably not. Probably not. So I would advise that this relationship, they find that ground quickly in terms of what financial level they need and either quit it or move forward.
Material stuff. Trips, bags, hairs, nails. You know the role. You know the boom, 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 everything you want. So,
I do it for myself.
Right, okay.
So the thing is, I like nice things, but I am.
I like nice things.
It's like a neutral space for me. Like I'm not.
So I love Vern because I think she's a lover, right? I just don't want her to it's not even about lowering her standards, but unless that person's comfortable and unless you guys have a plan in place about how you're going to go forward, if there's an indifference in finances, I wouldn't advise moving forward. Unless you guys have a plan in place and you've discussed about this issue and how people really feel about this topic, I wouldn't move forward. I would say, you know what, it's been great, it's been good, but I'm going to have to move forward. Just because it's not about, again, and I'm not saying that quit men in general. I'm saying check character and check the way that they move and check their heart. Because if they are people of integrity and have character, if they have integrity and character, then this might be a person you can potentially work with. But if they haven't got integrity and haven't got character, I'd say leave it alone. Leave it alone. Let me fast forward it. Oh, they have a real conversation. Hold on. There we go.
And you just supposed to do it.
Okay.
Like my birthday or something, I would expect you to buy me something nice that you know that I want. Like I'm not a person. I don't have to have the latest bag in the season. They don't know me in Nordstrom and Saks by name. It's not that situation.
Yes, they do.
They don't. They honestly don't because my money went to my household and my kids.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I respect that about Vern as well. Like she said, like she's somebody who the money went to the kids. It's not necessarily like she's saying that she has to spend so much money on her. I think she just wants somebody who's gonna be forward thinking about her and want to take care of her. And I don't think she's asking for too much at all. I think this could be a great, connection if they work that financial aspect out. They need to work it out. Like no cap. They need to work it out. Because if you don't, it will be something that lingers and it will come back. Right? It will linger and it will come back. Because she had a good conversation with Walter. I thought that was a good connection. I thought that her and Walter had a good vibe going on. Let me see if I can play it. So, I think the reality here is with Jabari, the only issue she might have is that she wants to go through the process, and we saw next week he doesn't like that. So he may actually mess up the process and mess up the dating because he might want to be chosen now. But the reality of the situation is you're on a dating game. You're going to have to sit back, bro. And I think this could be a good indication about how he feels about not being fully chosen in that immediate moment. He may not be comfortable being in a space where he's not chosen immediately. In fact, that's what we saw for next week. And if that's the case, that probably is going to translate in a relationship. Because there's a way we have to be cool. Like, we're not together yet. Again, never let them see you sweat. And if he's going to be sweating about her dating other people next week, he's going to have a problem long term. Because you need to be able to... Keep quiet. You know what I mean? Keep quiet. Keep quiet. Right? That's what I'm going to say. Keep quiet. Don't say too much. If you see it making you sweat, zip your lips. Okay? You're allowed to feel, just don't be acting on it. You're allowed to feel, just don't be acting on it. You got to keep composure. Right? So, yeah. Walter weren't the one that she chose. Someone said on the live, that's why. Okay, I didn't know that. Okay. But, yeah. So, yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Obviously, my time is up. We know, obviously, who was chosen. If you watch the show, you know who was chosen at the end. But I think we've exhausted some of the things in the conversation well. I've got another live to do, so I'll be doing a live in about 10 minutes or so. I've got a blue therapy live to do as well to break down for you guys. And then I've got one more live to do after this. I got a blue therapy and a calculated couples therapy to do. I'm going to do at least about an hour and a half, so we're going to chop it up in there as well. So like, share, subscribe, guys. Click on the bell button for notification of uploads. You already know what it is. Sean said we're having a panel. We ain't doing episode 3. We're going to do episode 4. Okay, we're going to do episode 4. All right, so we can do that Saturday night, but we do episode 4. Episode 3 is done. Episode 4 tomorrow. Tomorrow. So episode 4 tomorrow. We're going to be on that, back on it again, guys. Okay? All right? Episode 4 back tomorrow. All right? So we're going to be back on it. Appreciate y'all. Say lots of loaded. We'll see you again soon for another live. Okay? All right?